this week's studies are all about relationships, specifically romantic relationships. Everybody wants one, especially me. I thought I was in one until he told me that his gifts were just Amazon packages because he's my mailman. All right. I can tell when somebody's playing hard to get.
That's comedian and actress Dulcé Sloan, who has been a correspondent at The Daily Show since 2017. She's also part of a Netflix comedy special, an animated TV series, and host of a comedy game show. And now she's releasing a book of personal essays. It's called Hello, Friends, Stories of Dating, Destiny, and Day Jobs.
Like the alliteration.
I love that. Welcome. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. So you wanted to title the book, Don't Call It a Memoir, I'm Only 39, which is hilarious.
And then the publisher was like, no. You can't call a book something that it's not. And I was like, but it's funny. And they're like, that's cute, pick another name.
Yeah.
So I'm always saying, hello, friends. And so they're like, well, let's just call it that, because it sounds fun, it's friendly, and it's inviting, as opposed to, hey, don't call this book that, I'm not as old as you think I am.
From the very first page, I love the dedication to herself.
Me too.
Because you always wonder about those dedications. I dedicate it to my wife and my kids, and you're like, this book is dedicated, and you have it in capital, me.
Yes!
Because you didn't think you could do a book, you said.
No, a book is hard. Like, that's like, and this isn't like a thin book. Like, this is a whole book.
It's a whole book.
And I don't know if you ever seen a whole book, but you gotta put words in those.
Yes.
And they want like a lot of them. I didn't count them, that's not my job. But what I will say is that you have to fill it up so they'll pay you. And so it was difficult, because I was thinking about, I had to go over my whole life and all of my 39 years at the time, 40 years. No one knows that I'm 40 because, you know.
But you were very candid in this book.
Yes.
I want to riff off of the soundbite we played about dating.
Yes.
Because you take us through your dating history, and the guys have names: the mechanic, the UPS man,
Dummy.
the dummy. Baby Shook. I think I've met all of these people, by the way.
You're welcome, yes.
So you have to get the book to see the stories. But you said, when I meet somebody, I want the man to come fully fixed, because you have no time to train or to fix.
No, it's like you want, there's so many times, like, as you're, as you're dating, you're getting older, it's like, it's potential. He has potential. Someone has to be fully potenched. I can't. Because I just bought a house, I have a car, I take care of my family. So, sir, if you want us to hang out, like, hey, let's go on a trip and you need to get PTO, I can't deal with employees anymore.
But you also talked, too, about therapy, because for a long time, in your words, you said therapy was for white people. Like,
yes.
Like dogs kissing them on the mouth, or people talking back to their parents.
Absolutely.
That's just not something that black people do.
No.
But you decided that when you went to therapy, it did prove to be game-changing and life-changing for you in a good way. It
did, because, one, I didn't know that it was making a real difference until my friends started noticing.
Because they said you need to talk better, nicer to yourself.
Yes.
You were not doing. Yeah.
I had two of my friends say to me one time, that lived in completely different parts of the country, that said to me, if someone spoke to me the way that I speak to myself, they would fight them. So I was like, okay, well, don't fight me. But so I had to combat that, because I'm very hard on myself, and a lot of people aren't. So it was me holding myself to a certain standard, not speaking to myself in a kind way. And so when I started going to therapy, I learned about boundaries, which, who knew? Oh, man, y'all made a mistake telling me about boundaries. Y'all are really messed up.
How you know?
You idiot. Oh, why would you tell somebody like me about boundaries? Oh, you gave me too much power.
Your mom is such a huge part of the book and a part of your life. I love the story about posting. You got a 9 in a class, and then and as a grade, and your mom posted it on the refrigerator. Just talking about the support that she's given you from the very beginning.
Well,
it was a 9 out of 100.
Out of 100, yeah.
Right.
Y'all laughed about it.
Yeah. Right, because it was like, I brought it home because the teacher was like, you have to get this sign. I was like, I got a 9. She said, out of a 10. I said, no, out of 100. And both of us were like, well, why didn't she just give you a 0? Because the woman was like, well, I wanted, the credit for you showing your work. And I was like, but the work was wrong. What? Yes, that's me and her. She got us matching outfits.
Nice.
That's when she got me a billboard in El Monte for my birthday.
Nice.
But my mother's always been very supportive. I told her when I was 6 years old I wanted to be an actor. And she said, what are you going to do to achieve that?
I love it. She is in such a big part of the book. The book's amazing.
Yes.
It's called Hello, Friends. It's available today wherever you buy your books.
Yes.
This has been, I'm such a huge fan of yours.
Oh, thank you so much.
I can't believe you're, can carry on with The Daily Show. We love that.
Listen, man, somebody got to pay my mortgage.